I'm excited for this hot property because in many ways, one of my favorite product types in Pittsburgh is TechFlex. And this happens to be new construction. And we actually don't see a lot of new construction TechFlex. I think what Pittsburgh's used to seeing is a lot of what I would consider major renovations in the Strip District corridor. I also love this location. I love it for a bunch of reasons, but we're on that kind of innovation corridor where you're right next to the CBD, but you're also right next to CMU in Oakland, with Mill 19 just down the street, and obviously we have the Hot Metal Bridge, which brings you right into the south side. I think it's amazing to be along the bike trail and to have that accessibility for people that are commuting that way to work as well. Talk about the design of this building and kind of who the ideal tenant would be.
Sure. So the design of the building is really catered to focus on the functionality. You could almost even call it an amenity for innovators, right? Where we are targeting users that, in this brand new world of do we work from home, do we work from the office, there's some things you just can't do from your kitchen because the robot will blow up your house, right? And
it doesn't fit in your kitchen, right?
Exactly. So the building is designed with a first floor high bay space that's true high bay. It's not a 14-foot office that's, as you said, renovated to be high bay. This is 20 to 27 feet. The bay spacing is such that a crane can be installed to manipulate or move heavy equipment in a testing design process. And then there are 2 floors of space that can either be pure office for software engineers that interact directly with that testing environment, or the ceiling heights and bay spacing in the office floors, the 2 office floors are such that you can do R&D, life sciences, a lab use in there as well. So the project's really designed around flexibility and functionality.
Yeah, and I like that you built in, obviously, the high bay garage doors. So whether it's an autonomous vehicle company or it's a biosciences company, the infrastructure is in place to actually make this very easily doable and accessible. Talk about the location a little bit. I mean, I kind of hinted on why I really enjoy this corridor, but what else can you share with everybody?
Yeah, I think we keep going back to that theme of intersectionality, whether it's the hardware and software, but also the intersection of talent and functionality. I mean, this is a very hard project to build in the heart of Oakland. So the next best thing is immediately on the border, right? And that's why you see this group of technology tenants here, because they have uses that are, maybe outsized what you can do in a dense development area, but the importance of access to talent, connectivity to downtown, proximity to amenities is really important from the talent attraction and retention standpoint. So this building, the idea that the Elmhurst Group had was to meet those needs of those innovative companies by locating.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I also love the fact that right here along this 2nd Avenue innovation corridor, we have a coffee shop pretty much like right across the street. We have a restaurant is that Hotel Indigo?
Mm-hmm.
At the Hot Metal Bridge, we have all the amenities of the south side that are very easily walkable, if not jumping on your bike. And the building does, I saw the bike racks.
That's right.
So I think that it has kind of everything you need, and you're minutes from downtown, not 15 minutes, not a tunnel, which is, for people that aren't from Pittsburgh, we pretty much have tunnels going in every direction but north in our city. So to have a building that you're kind of on the fringe market, but you have that accessibility without having to sit in the tunnel traffic, because unfortunately when it rains, everybody stops at the tunnel, and hence we have traffic. So I really, really love the location. Let's talk about the intersection of software to hardware. Like, how does this building, I mean, obviously we have this next level up. I love this visibility directly into this high bay area.
Sure.
Give us some thoughts.
Yeah, and I think that's a big theme with the project, is that intersection of hardware and software in the way that the Elmhurst Group envisioned the project. You can see we are in the high bay area, which is between 21 and 27 feet in clear height.
Yeah.
And the bay spacing is such that a crane could be installed in this space to manipulate heavier products. And then that interface or intersection with the software development, that 2nd floor tech office flex space looks out directly over this, so you can have a visual interaction with the testing environment. And then there's also some flexibility in how that wall can be configured. The windows can be larger, the area over the overhead doors can be extended, walled in glass is almost a balcony. There could be a staircase, rule out putting a slide in if someone feels strongly about it.
We definitely need the slide.
That's
just
right.
saying. I love the roll-up doors, and those roll-up doors go directly to like a covered integral parking.
Sure.
And that's huge because one of the biggest complaints we see from a lot of our clients is the fact that parking is just so sparse, especially in this region where you're walking really far. I love that at least your core team can have a place to potentially park, and those doors go right into another covered area. I love it. I think it's a great spot, especially if you're going to consider autonomous vehicles. That access in and out, that display, that kind of showroom environment that's already been created with that second story overlooking, just really smart design. Love to see that in our market.
No, and our client certainly appreciates that feedback. I mean, it's important if you're going to manipulate and test large equipment, you have to be able to get it in and out.
Yeah.
So those doors are an important component of that. You did mention 63 spaces of integral parking, and then in addition to that, there's a new parking garage being developed by the URA.
Okay.
Directly adjacent to the site. The project has over 200 spaces that they can reserve and offer to tenants at a market rate. You know, there is great walkability, bikeability to this site, but let's face it, that's not for everybody. Some people are going to want to drive to work, and you know, it's important that we accommodate every type of talent here.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Elmhurst Group.
So the Elmhurst Group is a established regional developer. They do both office product, some buildings you may recognize are the Rand Building in Oakland, Shenley Place, and then a really large portfolio of flex and light industrial. And Bill Hunt, the chairman of the Elmhurst Group, through that experience recognized an opportunity to combine those. So technology tenants at Rand, Shenley Place, and then a growing need for robotics, life science, and other users to use functional space in their flex portfolio, whether that's Red Zone Robotics in Cranberry, Sepra Robotics. We recently worked with Seagrid to establish space in the Parkway West. Those spaces work really well from a functional standpoint, but some of them want to be on this doorstep of talent and innovation up the hill in Oakland with CMU, the University of Pittsburgh, and here in South Oakland, where all of those groups have an established presence. So Bill identified an opportunity to combine those two things into a single project, provide an intersection between software development and hardware testing and development, and that's how we get the Elmhurst Innovation Center.
Well, this is awesome, Mateo. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about this brand new Elmhurst property in Pittsburgh. The TechFlex market, it's exactly the type of product that everybody is screaming for that's coming out of CMU, whether they're startups or growing rapidly in the robotics, life sciences, biosciences, just tech sector in general. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.